right.
Thank you.
Last one, and easily the least important one. Before
Disagree.
before the podcast, everybody listening, we were kind of just going through what we were going to be talking about for the coin toss, and we got into I shouldn't say it was more John and company that got into a heated, very heated discussion about who they'd rather have on the team, Antonio Brown or Jordy Nelson. And John, I'm going to let you take this away. You have very strong beliefs on this, so I'm going to let you take this, John. I'm going to let you start. Why do you want Jordy Nelson more than Antonio Brown?
I am very, very, very heated right now about this. Okay,
so hot.
Let me start off by saying this. Number one, Jordy Nelson is tried and true, thoroughbred, a Green Bay Packer. All right, the way that he walks, the way that he talks, what he does in the off season makes him a Green Bay Packer. Not only does he shine on the field as a contributor, as a leader, and as a teammate, he is what personifies what makes a Green Bay Packer. Now look at Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown gives two craps about what Mike Tomlin, his head coach, is saying in the locker room. He just wants to look pretty in front of his cell phone and Facebook Live to all of his crew out there, being like, bam, look at me. We just won in Kansas City. Big whoop, all right? That type of personality does not belong on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have had 0 flamboyant Packers in their history. Name one Packer that just goes out and talks a ton of crap to the media. Name one player that just does very questionable off-field activities. You don't
Max
find
McGee,
that.
Brett Favre.
Oh,
Andre Rison.
Is it my turn yet?
Stop naming people. Stop naming
Is it
people.
my turn yet?
Stop
You told me to name
naming
names.
people.
You told me to name names.
Brett Favre stood in front of a podium, okay? He stood in front of a podium, on a podium, in front of many, many people, all right? And announced his addiction to something. Name a player in the NFL that would be like, all right, I'm addicted to marijuana. Here I am. I'm gonna take a year off and figure this out. No one would do that. Brett Favre is a Green Bay Packer. Jordy Nelson is a Green Bay Packer.
Ravens?
Brian, take it away.
It's finally my
Take
turn.
it away.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that may have seemed like the ramblings of a lunatic, but do not adjust your radio dial. It only sounded that way because it was the ramblings of a lunatic. I mean, John, we could go on
That's
and
false.
on. Javon
That's
Walker.
false.
Javon Walker. Mike McKenzie.
Gone. Not a Packer.
Yeah, but they were. You said none in their history. I mean, they're not even in the NFL anymore.
Guess what? We didn't.
Okay, nope,
we didn't
it's
wanna
my
pay for
turn.
that. We didn't want
It's
to
my
pay for
turn.
that attitude.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
It's got
I
hot.
feel like
It's
Stephen
got
A.
real
Smith
hot.
right now.
No.
I feel like Stephen A. Smith
Yeah,
right
you
now.
should, because you're talking a whole lot of crap, and none of it makes any sense. That's why you feel like
It makes
Stephen
all-
A. Smith.
it makes- it
okay,
makes- it makes all
first
the
of
sense.
first of all, I don't give two craps about a Facebook Live video. I really don't. Man, Antonio Brown with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback in a Mike McCarthy offense where he loves to throw a deep ball, he would probably get 2,000 yards receiving and 15 touchdowns. It'd be like Randy Moss playing with Tom Brady that year. Okay, that would just cement this as the league's best offense possibly ever. And we'd go back to like the 2011 season where Rodgers was just throwing up numbers for fun and nobody could stop him no matter what he wanted to do. Okay, now let's talk Packer people. Packer people is a myth. They just had to cut a guy because he had too many suspensions for substance abuse and things like that. You know, let's talk about LaTroy Guion, who had a court appearance for domestic violence, okay? Packer people is a myth, okay? If the Steelers came calling and said, give us Jordy Nelson and we'll give you Antonio Brown, you take that to the bank and you laugh the entire way there. I would trade our entire wide receiver core to get Antonio Brown and just start over behind him, and I wouldn't even bat an eye.
Ooh.
What if they're the same age?
They're not, though.
What if they
Man.
were?
I don't know what he's going to be like at Jordy. So if we go back to when Jordy was that age, I still take Antonio Brown.
Jordy Nelson is a farmer.
Okay, nope, you win.
A
There you go.
farmer!
He's a farmer. Jeez.
He has a cereal. He has farm.
Jordan,
Jordan, can
John,
you just
I
call
have
me
a
the
point.
winner here so we can move
John does bring
I
up a
have
good
a
point.
point.
Does Antonio
Jordy
Brown go
Nelson
back to his
is a
family
farmer.
farm? He doesn't.
Yeah,
No.
that's a good point.
No.
I like Antonio
Jordy,
Brown
give
because
me
he's
that
probably never
win.
been on a farm.
Give me that win and sleep easy
I will
tonight.
sleep easy no matter what, and I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give the win to Brian. I do find it interesting. You would trade the entire receiving core and just have Antonio Brown and a bunch of scrubs.
How could someone so out of their mind win that coin toss and say something so ridiculous about trading
John,
the
are you
whole
okay?
receiving core?
John, is everything
John
okay
is
at
drinking
home?
a
Are you
16-ounce beer that is 11.3% alcohol by volume. That is
He's
where
probably
all these
done with it by
ramblings
now.
came from.
No, but I really
Let's just be clear.
All right, that's
I
not
wanna-
all
I
true.
wanna address-
That's not all true.
It's completely.
I want to address the comment, Brian. You would trade Jordan. You would have Antonio Brown and a bunch of scrubs. And you would trade the entire receiving core for him.
I would probably trade our entire receiving core for him.
Probably. That's interesting. That's interesting.
I would do it. You can sign a couple
I
other
would like
just
to
like
address.
random free agents. I mean, that receiving core there is him and a bunch of average guys. You can get a few average guys, a couple mid-round draft picks where Ted
You've
finds
got
his
some
guys.
good receivers in Pittsburgh. I'm not ready to say the Pittsburgh receivers are scrubs. They got
I
some
didn't say
good
scrubs.
guys.
I said
No, I'm
average.
just saying, like, fill him with. I'm not unless you were talking about trading him for the Pittsburgh receiving core. I was just talking about like filling him with undrafted free agents, but
No, not
You've got, like,
undrafted.
free
Like, you
like,
go
you-
through the rest of the offseason in a normal way. You spend a day 2 pick on
Right,
a wide
right,
receiver. You sign a couple free agents and then a couple of undrafted free agents. I think you could fill in and improve the receiving core.
Also, listen, guys, if we're going to go through this thought experiment, you know who an undrafted free agent wide receiver is? Or not undrafted, unrestricted free agent is this
Who's
year?
that?
Friggin' Terrell Pryor. Like, I would take Antonio Brown and Terrell Pryor to start that off. Like, I'd be very
There you
excited
go.
about that.
There you go.
would we take Terrell Pryor over any of our actually contributing receivers right now?
Oh, absolutely not, but I
No.
think he'd complement Brown well.
Yeah. I wouldn't take him over. Definitely not over Jordy. Not over Adams.
Not over Cobb.
Not
I wouldn't take him
Not over
I'd-
Cobb. That wouldn't be the closest, but not over Cobb.
Yeah, I'd
He'd if we were to sign him right now, he'd be our 4th receiver.
We have a receiver that can only run fly routes in Jeff Janis.
That's true.
the value in a Terrell Pryor though is that we have a receiver and we have a third string quarterback all in once.
We've already got that with Randall Cobb.
There you go.
Cobb played quarterback for a year at Kentucky.
Joe
Like he is.
Callahan.
Are we really going to argue about
Joe
who the better college
Callahan.
quarterback was between Randall Cobb and Terrell Pryor? I don't know. No,
I will.
No,
I
mean,
will.
On next week's coin toss.
Yeah.